We'll start by determining Christine's weekly earnings. First of all, her pay is $11.40. So we're going to take that pay and multiply it by the amount of time she worked for that week. And you should have got $410.40. Okay, now it's time to look at Gurpreet and how much he earned for the week. First of all, we're going to determine what his overtime rate is. He gets paid $15.80 per hour. To determine his overtime rate, we're going to take the hourly rate and multiply it by 1.5. The 1.5 represents the time and a half that he is paid for overtime work. If someone is paid double time, then we would multiply it by 2. They would be paid twice as much. Multiplying the hourly rate by 1.5, we get $23.70. That's how much he earns for each hour of overtime work. Now, to determine his weekly earnings, we'll take his regular hourly wage, which he will earn for the first 44 hours of work. And that gives us $695.20. Now we're going to calculate his overtime earnings. His hourly overtime rate was, again, $23.70, and we're going to multiply that by the 6 hours extra that he worked. Remember, in total he worked 50 hours, so 44 hours he's paid at the regular rate, and the additional 6 hours up to the 50 he's paid at the overtime rate, and he earned $142.20 in overtime earnings. We're going to add the overtime earnings and his regular earnings to determine his total weekly earnings. And we end up with a total of $837.40. We're going to finish off with Tracy. As a server in a restaurant, Tracy earns the minimum wage for a server, which is $9.90. So we'll take that hourly wage and multiply it by the 40 hours that she worked. So she earned a total of $396 for the week.